Welcome to this episode of the She Scales podcast. This is a special edition Christmas episode coming to you from sunny Bali in the tropics. I am over the moon. Even though I'm someone that is from a cold country, so it's always a bit weird when you're in a hot country when you're so used to Christmas being cold. It's still a magical, magical time. And Christmas is magical wherever you are. So if you're someone that does celebrate Christmas, I'm going to send you the warmest Christmas wishes. I hope you enjoy food, drinks, whatever drinks looks like to you, mulled wine or tea or your favourite fruit juice, whatever it is. I hope that you have the most incredible Christmas period and leading into New Year as well. And so this episode is just going to be a nice little festive, warm hug from me to you. Firstly, to thank you for listening to this podcast and for being in my world in whatever capacity, whether you've come from TikTok, whether you've come from Instagram, whether you're in the free Facebook group, whether you're in the membership, whether you're a SOSA client, whether you are looking to work with me next year. I just want to give you all the love and thank you for being here, both for supporting this podcast, but also just following along with my journey, but also allowing yourself to dream bigger, about a bigger life, about a better life, about a freer, more independent, whether that's traveling the world or saving for a house, saving for a wedding, becoming the first millionaire in your family, creating generational change, building long-term wealth, whatever it is that is your goals. I want to thank you for being here and for taking the action to be here in the first place and continuing to take action as we go forward. So this episode is going to be a little bit of reflections from this year for you. It's also going to be helping you get set up for next year. This isn't going to be a how to be productive in the holidays. No, give me a break. But it is going to give you some food for thought, because this slower time between Christmas and New Year is a really great time for enjoying moments with loved ones, but also reflections and deep thinking. So just on that first thought, if you're lucky enough to have loved ones around you, savor those moments. Savor those moments, because you truly never know when you hear someone's laugh for the last time, or someone moves across the country, or a relationship breaks down. And this isn't me trying to be a little bit morbid on Christmas. I'm big on living in the now. Yes, I plan for the future. Of course I plan for the future. But I really, really treasure the now. So many people go through their life so busy, and I get it. I've lived many years in London. Okay, it was 4. But it was a long enough time to live in one of the busiest cities in the world to know how not present people are. They're constantly rushing onto the next thing, onto the next thing, onto the next thing. And we wonder why, sadness, misery, anxiety, depression it's such a pandemic, because people are never where they actually are. They're never enjoying the moment that they're in. They're always thinking, how could this moment be better? Or what have I got coming next? Very few people actually live in the now. And so I really want to encourage you to savor up these moments, because some of the memories that you make, whether it's today, over the next few days, New Year, can be things that you savor forever. So I want you to encourage to savor the little moments. If you're lucky enough to have friends or loved ones around, soak that up. And if you're not someone that has people around at this Christmas, firstly, you can create your own little moments. I do every year. Even when I was at home, I savor little moments, whether it's a pocket of time whilst everybody else is asleep after they've watched, eaten too much food and they're watching a movie. I'll take myself away and either read a book, or it might be journaling, or it might be going through like a goals book and seeing where do I want to be 12 months from now? What could the future look like? What inspires me? So I want to encourage you to have a little bit of time for you over the holidays to really reflect, reset, inspire yourself, recalibrate, and just enjoy some moments just for you. And equally, if you are someone that is around loved ones, family, friends, but you know someone that isn't, take 5 minutes to check in with them. Send a text, phone call. It takes 5 minutes out of your day, but it might make theirs. So I just want to share that little thing with you, is reach out to people, especially if you know that they're going to be on their own at Christmas. If you're driving past someone, if you're around elderly who you know that they might not be getting any visitors or very few visitors, take 5 minutes to pop in. It's 5 minutes out of your day, but it could make theirs. And so we talked about it, enjoying the little moments. Now, something that I want to touch on is just, this kind of slower period between Christmas and New Year can be a real great time for reflecting on everything that you've done this year. Now, if you're a client of mine, you know that I get you writing down what your 3 wins are at the end of every month. Just 3 things that you're proud of, 3 things that went well that month. So you'll be able now, as we close towards the end of the year, to go back through that list and look at everything that you've done this year. If you've stuck to doing those 3 wins each month, you've now got 36 bullet points of things that you're proud of from this year. And I guarantee there'll be things that you look back on in December from earlier on in the year that you'd completely forgotten about. And this is why it's such it takes 5 minutes at the end of the month, but it makes such a difference at the end of the year when you can look back on 36 points of things that either you did well, ways that you moved the business forward, things that you're proud of, achievements. It can be a really great time, because if you're smashing it, that's just going to be a whole hit list. But even if you're someone who is experiencing a plateau season, as I have, it can still be a great way to be like, do you know what? Look at all of this. This is all compounding evidence that what I'm building is bigger than any one season that I'm in. So whether you're winning or on your way to winning, this is a nice little exercise. Maybe this is something that you bring in for New Year, to do 3 wins at the end of each month, so that at the end of the year you can look back on everything that you've done. So, nice little things. If you've been doing that, you can absolutely reflect on those. Something that I want to encourage you to do over this Christmas period, because this slower time is a real great way for just bigger picture thinking and like deep thought and really dreaming. Like, what does your dream life look like? What do you want it to look like? I want you to really get an A3 piece of paper here and just let your mind wander. And I think it's important that you don't use a screen for this. Go back old school, get some paper, get some coloured pens, get some highlighters, do a little spider diagram in the middle. What does my dream life look like? And just see where the pen goes. Because it's been proven that we don't pay the same amount of attention when we're typing things into a screen. Like, our brain isn't activated in the same way. And that's why I'm saying, put the screens down, go back to pen and paper, literally write, what does my dream life look like? And start thinking about things like, how many hours do you want to work in your day? Where are you in the world? How many holidays do you have? Do you take your family on holiday? Do you take your friends on holiday? What sort of lifestyle do you have? What are your revenue goals? How much money do you make? What do you could say, what do you have in terms of do you want a house? Do you want houses in different places? Do you want to fly between different areas in the world? But also, not just on the material things. I'm big on feeling. How do you feel? What excites you? What makes you feel really, really alive? When you wake up in the morning, where are you? But also, what is that morning feeling? What are you really grateful for that you built? So there's some nice little reflections there to do some big picture thinking about what your dream life looks like, both from a work, leisure, family, relationships, freedom, independence. Get all of these down and just pour it out and create this incredible spider diagram of what your dream vision looks like. So I want to share something with you. A couple of years ago, I did this with my brother. Now, a lot of you won't know because I don't speak about my brother that often on this podcast or in the business in general, because why would I? But anyway, me and my brother used to have a difficult relationship. We were the kids that, oh my God, you couldn't even leave us in the same room. We would be at each other's throats. we were hell. We would push each other down the stairs. We were just, oh my God, we were arguing all the time. We were nightmares. And so we did not get on as children, not at all. To the point that when we were in secondary school together, we'd stop talking to each other altogether. And it wasn't until I was leaving secondary school, and he was only in the year below me, I was leaving secondary school and we were doing all of these, we're filling out this leavers book and everyone could sign their name and their message. And a girl that I'd been through primary school with who knew that I had a brother left. I think did she leave a message that said something about, I am going to miss your little piggy tails and you and your brother. I think it was something like that. And the amount of people that saw that message and were like, what? I didn't know you had a brother. Because majority of my friends had been through school with me for 5 years, not knowing I had a brother at the school. So that, yeah, we would cross each other in the corridor and literally not even look at each other. So to fast forward to today, my brother is someone that I could call from anywhere in the world and know that he would be there. No, absolutely sure. So if you're someone that listens to this that either has kids that hate each other or has fractured relationships within their own family, it can be rebuilt. And on the other side is absolute bliss. I love my brother to pieces. But anyway, that was a little off cut. Anyway, so a couple of years ago, I did this exercise with my brother and I was asking him these questions about what does your dream life look like? And I got him to do this spider diagram on an A3 piece of paper. This is when we were in lockdown as well. So we'd got time to kill. Everyone was asleep on the sofa after lunch. And we were just, I knew that he wanted more for his family. And I wanted to be the one that encouraged him to dream. I'm that person in the family that will get you thinking. I ask big questions. I'm very inquisitive. I've always been the kid that says, why? So I'm the one that gets you thinking either about the way that things have always been done or why we do things the way that we do. Very, very inquisitive. And so when it came to my brother, I know that he had such big dreams, has such big dreams, continues to have. And so I was asking him, what does your dream life look like? And I got him to write all of his answers down on this sheet of paper. And then we just talked for hours about his answers. And so at this time, he was in full-time work. He didn't get a lot of time, both with his family at home, but also holiday time. And I'm not going to go into my entire brother's life. But what I want to do is fast forward to today. I kept that piece of paper because I knew that us doing that exercise would have left an imprint with him. And so, do you know, I've moved to the other side of the world, but I've brought that piece of paper, that single piece of paper I've brought with me to Bali. It's here with me. I'm going to do this exercise again with him over the next week. And do you know how much of the things that he wrote on there he's made true this year? It was a couple of years, but he's now quit his full-time job. He started his own business. He now gets to enjoy more time at home with his family on a week-to-week, but also more time on holiday. And so there's so many of the things on that list that he's actioned and made come true this year. So I'm a super, super proud big sister. And so you could probably hear me smiling as I say this. So I'm really, really excited to do this exercise with him again. Like, if you're the dreamer in the family, get people doing this. Most people don't allow themselves the time or space to dream because there's a million reasons why it won't work, but you have to encourage people to see, okay, but how are the reasons that it can work? What can we do? What small steps can we do today to make these dreams become a reality? Most people look at the size of the hurdle and not decide to climb. You've got to be the one that starts taking steps. Don't look at the size of the mountain. Look at the first few steps in front of you, climb those, then look at the next few steps in front of you, climb those. And eventually you'll look up to see that not only have you already climbed that mountain, but you're looking at the mountain ahead. You're looking at the next peak. We have gone on a tangent on this episode, but I'm enjoying it. I hope you're enjoying it too. And so something else that I wanted to share with you, other than just being the one to get your family and your friends thinking bigger, but also if you're someone that has taken a lot of courses, taken a lot of programs, learned a lot of strategy, use this time to go back through all of those. You know, you've got plenty of time, pockets of time, whether it's like an hour in the morning before everybody's up, or, you know, when everyone's fallen asleep on the sofa. You're different. You're a business owner. You're an entrepreneur. And so this is your time, whether it's like a deep work task or a creative task, something that you maybe wouldn't prioritize in your week to week when you're going throughout the year, but you're like, right, what can I get stuck into to really just have like deep, it almost feels like self-care, that it's that fulfilling, that it feels like self-care. It's as nourishing as a bath, if you're a bath person, or a spa, or a massage. So massage for your brain. Yeah? So put this time aside to really think like, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? What do I want my business to look like? How far am I between what the business looks like now compared to this dream vision of the business? And what are the steps that I need to be able to do to get there? And also, I'm going to be that person that says, look at what you're doing currently. If your dream vision of the business is 10 times bigger than where you are currently, what would you need to do to 10x your income without increasing your productivity? I mean, maybe you need to increase your productivity, but I'm also in the business of perhaps it's not a case of you just need to work harder. It's probably a case that you need to work smarter. So if your task was, I want to not work any more hours than I already am, but I want to make 10 times the amount of money, what would I need to do that? Ask yourself that. And again, watch what comes out, pen and paper. Ask yourself, if I wanted to 10 times my revenue without 10 timesing my hours, what would need to change within the business for me to be able to do that? And get going, girl. Get going. And on that trail of thought, whether you're someone that either hasn't invested in business coaching, business mentoring before, and so for you, it might be a case of, I need to invest in someone that can give me strategy to help that growth happen. Or you're someone that has taken courses, programs, but isn't quite where they want to be yet. Perhaps it's not a strategy thing. For a lot of you, you've already invested in a lot of courses and programs. You have the answers sat in your Google Drive or in your inbox. Your issue isn't a lack of information. If it was purely a lack of information, there are endless business books, endless internet resources. Like, the information is most likely free on the internet somewhere. So you don't necessarily need to buy somebody else's way of doing things. What you need is accountability to get it done. You need to not be just a really good learner. You don't necessarily need, and again, use discernment here about where, if you're someone that's bought a lot of stuff, but business isn't growing how you want to, it's not an information problem. You've got all the information. You've got everything you need. You've probably got 5 different people's way of doing things, but all of them work. You just haven't implemented it yet. Or you're someone that hasn't bought a strategy yet and you do need a strategy. So, take this with a pinch of salt, apply the bits that apply with you. My real takeaway for you from this is, if you're someone that has already invested and has already been investing for years, use this time between Christmas and New Year to go back over the courses and programs you've already bought and soak it through a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th time. Because you've grown the business since taking those, there'll be different things that you hear, learn, or it lands in a different way for you now that you're further ahead. So go back, use this time to just really soak up that 2nd level of depth from the stuff that you've already bought. So whether it's masterclasses, courses, programs, recordings, past lives of your favorite coach, free masterclasses, replays that you attended, go back through and listen to those. And then implement, execute. It's not enough to be a really good learner. It's not enough. It's Christmas, okay, I won't be as harsh as I was going to be. It's admirable that you want to learn. Oh, that sounded sarcastic, didn't it? It's admirable that you want to learn, but information without execution is poverty. Okay, that wasn't my line. I'm just going to quote that now. I was listening to Tony Robbins' book this morning, and that was his line. Information without execution is poverty. Oh, I was like, wow, let me write that down. And this is the thing, so many people think that they're taking action just by getting in the room, but getting in the room alone won't grow your business until you implement and execute the stuff that you're learning from being in the room. So if you're someone that has bought the courses and the programs and the strategies and been to the masterclasses and the replays and the lives and all of this thing, really use this time to go back through, comb through your favorite bits or things that you didn't get first time around that you're like, hang on, let me go back and just listen to those again. And then action, take action. This is a glorious time between Christmas and New Year. So what could you be either building now that future you will thank you for, processes you could be putting in place, funnels you could be putting in place, different ways of working, moving on to a different platform that would serve you better, whatever it is for you, what can you be doing now that future you will thank you for? Again, when you think about that future business and stuff that you need to have in place in order to 10x your revenue without 10xing your time, what do you need to be doing to work smarter, not harder? What can you implement between now and Christmas that might be a bit of a deep work task, or it might be a little bit laborious, might not be fun, but you don't want it coming into your new year with you. You want to wrap this up, or you want to get it into the business, get it working, and ultimately be reaping the rewards next year of the action that you take now. So this was equal parts. Enjoy rest, yes. Enjoy time with family, loved ones, or check in with people that don't have those around. Enjoy your own little quiet moments, time for you, whether it's journaling, reading, absolutely, like read more books. Books are heaven. Books have answers, information, inspiration. Soak yourself in books. And also if you're an audiobook listener, just going to give you this little, I've cancelled my Audible membership after being a member for years because Spotify have opened up audiobooks. So all the books that were on my Audible wish list that I was paying for every month are now available in a membership I already pay for on Spotify. So if you're a Spotify listener, you'll go, there you go, you're welcome. I've just saved you like £9 a month. There you go. It's £9 you can reinvest into the business. You're welcome. And so there's unlimited books for free. You don't even have to wait for next month's credit. How wonderful. I am soaking through books, and that is my plan between Christmas and New Year, is absolutely read books, but also take action. Don't just be a learner, be a doer. And so I'm going to leave this episode here for now, guys. I hope that you have enjoyed this episode. I hope that you have an incredible Christmas, an incredible New Year. I'll be back leaving you a podcast episode for New Year. There's going to be various things that I drop between Christmas and New Year. Either I have free masterclasses. We're doing a goal setting workshop on the 28th. That is free inside my Facebook community. If you aren't already a member, the link will be in the show notes. It's Facebook/groups/Sold Out Sister. Come along to there. On Thursday, we're doing a goal setting workshop for the new year. So all those milestones that you want to hit, big dreams that you want to go for, and what your action plan is to support those, we're going to be doing that on the 28th. But in the meantime, I hope you have an incredible Christmas, New Year, and really take some time to reflect on everything that has gone well this year. The learnings, the lessons. Remember, if things didn't go to plan, it's not failure, it's feedback. What can you take away from that? How can you do things either different, better? What can you learn? Business is all about compounding interest in terms of knowledge and experience. So everything that you have learned this year is stuff that you will continue to benefit from for all the years to come. All right, my queens, I hope that you have an incredible festive period and holidays. I wish you well, and I shall see you inside the next episode. Big love.